Good morning.
Hey Jason, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm blessed. How are you doing?
I am doing very well, sir. Thank you. What's up, Kiera?
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, all right, let's just hop into it, just so that we can be respectful of everyone's time. How's y'all's week been, Bio? How you been? What's been going on?
Oh, okay. I mean, week has been great. No problems at all. So I've been using them. Structure and system is great. I had two listings, and I didn't even go to those properties, man.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I had two listings, and Empower set everything up. Contacted pictures were taken, uploaded all the documents, signed. And yeah, I didn't even see the properties at all, the two of them. But I know them because I bought them. I bought one of them. Well, anyway, so that's good. We had a great closing last week. Still a lot of buyers, interest rate is going up. So that's not good enough, because now some people cannot afford to buy their house anymore because of the mortgage payment. Some people that wanted to do investment property now, they have to come out of pocket to pay for the property. But hey, we're still here. We have solid, 15 buyers on the contract still. I keep it at 15. So anytime it's falling over 15, I said, man, we gotta work hard. Anytime I tell people I have 15 on it, they're like, wow, 15. I say, yeah, I keep it at 15 every month. I didn't want it to fall. So two listings. It's great, man. I just have a few things, as we're discussing system and processes, right? So I have a new assistant who is working full time. She's working full time with me now. And like I discussed with you last week, I need to give her enough things to do every single day. I'm still struggling with delegation, okay, to know what to delegate and how to delegate successfully to make sure she understands everything she needs to do. It's still a work in progress, but I'll get there. But what I wanted to ask you and people using KV Core is I need help with somebody that knows how to set up KV Core very well to work with me, maybe Jason can too, to see the important things I need to do, man. It's too complex, it's a robust system, and I'm lost in the mix. So I want to be able to set it up well and moving forward so we can generate leads and stuff with it. So that's the update that I have.
Awesome. And congrats on your stuff being streamlined like that. How does it make you feel, you know, having those two listings and haven't even stepped foot in the properties and all your stuff really working for you like that?
I feel amazing, man. I feel blessed, man, because it's always been a headache for me that whole, how do I get everything set up correctly? How do I do it? But now with the transaction coordinator, I feel like I can take on 10, 20 listings because I know the system already and they know what they're doing in terms of they know the paperwork that I need. They communicate well with the sellers and pretty much it just seemed like a seamless transition. So I love it, man. It gives me freedom. I'm traveling in 2 weeks and I don't want to be thinking of, oh, this is falling apart or that is falling apart. I don't want to be thinking of work when I'm traveling. Right now, I'm working to get a buyer's agent. So even if a buyer contact me while I'm traveling or doing other things, they can handle the transactions based on how I train them. So I feel blessed, man. It feels great.
I love it. Awesome, man. And I wrote your questions down. We'll definitely get to them. Kiera, how you doing? What's been going on?
I'm doing good. I got two listings last week. One is land, so that's a first.
Mhm.
And the other is about 700,000, a little bit further north, which is good. So that's pretty much been it. Had a closing last Monday. I'm just trying to grow and keep it steady. That's it.
how's your pipeline looking so far for the summer?
Summer is looking pretty good right now. I should have a couple more listings in the next coming weeks.
Okay.
So it's looking pretty good. I said this week I was going to start my EXP recruiting stuff, at least trying to reach out to people because I haven't done that yet.
Mhm.
Because obviously that's something I want to dive more into and kind of work my way slowly out of production.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of working on now, honestly.
Okay. I'm curious on average, like how long does it take for like y'all's listings to sell over there?
It depends. Typically my days on market is like 2. The
Okay.
one that's 700,000 though will probably be longer because he doesn't actually want to move out till like July.
Gotcha.
It'll be a longer escrow period.
Okay. That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, Daniel, what's going on in your world?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's going well. I had a closing last week. I think it was a
Mhm.
Friday. I have 2 closings this week. There were supposed to be 2 on Friday, and I tried to break it up, so 1 on Thursday and 1 on Friday. But now everybody wants to do Thursday, so
Right.
I'm gonna figure out today, see if they want to close Thursday or Friday. But I got 2 closings today. I have my teammate has 2 under contract for May, and then I have 1 for June. We're doing a Spanish home buyer event on April 30th, and I've been actually promoting it on Facebook ads, which actually is working out pretty well. I had about 4 or 5 people message me this morning. I got told about 50 leads with, they filled out the form and all that. So on my events, I just want a minimum of 5 RSVPs. If I get less than 5, I'll cancel the event. But I'm doing that, I'm doing 1 English, 1 Spanish almost every month. And then I'm doing my client appreciation event coming up on Cinco de Mayo. And so I'm doing the bowling. We did a bowling lane. So it's going to be from 3 to 4, 3 to 5, I think it is, 3 to 5. And we're going to try to do like a little competition. So then I asked for RSVP 30. So, I think I got close to 100 clients. So our first 2 RSVP, we're going to do that. I also added some stuff to my closing gifts. So I'm doing what you guys are doing. I'm doing the housewarming parties. But if not, I'm doing what was the other one? Oh, we're doing the knives.
Like Cutco
Yeah.
knives.
We're doing the knives, the signs. And then my brother-in-law, I hung out with my brother-in-law this week, and I knew that he was working at party buses. Like I said, I'm not big on the party buses, but he was telling me that, he has the party buses. And I said, okay, cool. I said, how much for the party bus? He said, man, I can get you a deal. We get about 30 people, 20 to 30 people, depending on what you want. And I think I can probably get to race at 120. So I'm thinking 120. I said, where do you guys take them? And he started showing me all this stuff. And I'm thinking, that might be cheaper than the housewarming party. And you don't have to worry about children. So I was like, okay. So he's throwing me ideas. He's like, hey man, send them my way. I'll hook you guys up if you like it. You can offer that to your clients. So I was like, well, let me think about that one. We did close a deal on Friday, and there's a mom and the 2 daughters. They seem kind of young that they might want to do it. So they haven't decided which one they want, the knives, the housewarming party, or the bus. So just kind of curious to see what they decide. All my other closings, they all want the knives. So we're kind of doing that right there. What else? That's pretty much it. I mean, my goal is to lead generate, get a lot of leads coming in. I mean, we do have active buyers, but once again, it's very competitive. We're having to, shop hard, negotiate hard. But we have about 10 probably pre-approved buyers. A lot of them are still working with us, still waiting for the right house and stuff like that. So it's going good. It's going good. I think that in the long run, I'm probably going to hit my goals as far as sales. But once again, every month you're just trying to fight for that next three transactions for the next month and for the next month and for the next month. So kind of just doing that. But other than that, it's pretty going pretty well.
Nice. All right. I want you to remember the whole goal of each one of these things. So I think the party bus is great. I can see that being like more of a client appreciation type of event, because remember, the goal of the housewarming party is not just to throw a party and say thank you. It's to get in front of their people, right? And so even at the party, and these parties are not expensive because you're literally just supplying food and you know, decorations, plates, stuff like that. But the real goal is for your clients to be there. You're in their house, and them telling everybody y'all are the people who are putting the party on, and for y'all to be able to work the room and collect leads that way. um, because it's an experience. People will remember it, and they will remember y'all. And your team is in control of everything. So your team is in control of sending out all the invites. Your team is in control of the sign in, sending the thank you notes, and all of that stuff. And establishing those relationships at the actual housewarming party. So that's the goal behind that. As far as the knives, I think knives are cool. um I typically like to reserve things like that for special occasions, in a sense of being more so of a surprise than an expectation. Kind of these days everybody shows up to closing expecting something, and it's like, oh, Daniel got me knives. Whoop-de-doo. It's amazing, it's awesome, thank you. And there's a huge high at closing, right? Which, to be honest with y'all, I don't even bring closing gifts. But that's the big reasoning for gifting every month. And then at the end of the year, having more tailored gift, and for your top 50, your VIPs, having more tailored gifts. So for a top 50 who sent me, X amount of referrals, then, oh, I want to surprise them with some knives. But if you're doing that at closing, it's kind of like, where do you go from here? Like, you got me these super expensive knives. Now you're getting me, a t-shirt, so just kind of playing it strategically. But I think that they're all great ideas. I would just consider how to use it to your advantage more, so that you can get more out of it and not
Yeah,
spend a bunch of money.
what I do, so for the closing, I just bring a small champagne bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I either like some of the clients are a little more photogenic, so I'll do like a pop a bottle and do a video, or I just give them a small little $10 bottle in the bag. And then the knives, depending on who I close with, some of the like CMG Financial, they flip the bill on that. So it's I order the knives after they close. It takes about 2 to 3 days, and then they have their custom name on there. So they get the knives
Awesome.
later on the week. And normally I try to get that one to the lender. Once again, it depends on the lender that I close with, because they like to send their own gifts too. So I send the knife, and then from there the small gifts. So it's not all like at one time.
Okay.
And then so normally when I send the knives, they'll put a picture, and I'll post it. Or I'll ask them, hey, did you get the knives? Great. Hey, can you share it on your social media? Can you send me a picture of it? So I do it like that. Then the client, I threw in the party. Having, they seem very interested in it, but nobody's really said, yeah, I want to schedule that. So yeah, the party, but that party would be great for the client appreciation event. I didn't think about on that end. But yeah, that was my brother-in-law hitting me up. He was like, yeah, man, you should start showing me pictures and all that. I'm like, for how much? $120? It's $120? Yeah, it's not that bad.
Right. I love it. We're gonna get to you soon, Sonia. But I heard you bring up your events, and something I forgot to do, bio. We didn't get to hear about your event that you threw. So I definitely want us to hear how it went.
Oh, it was great, man. It was awesome. So we had it at the Marriott Hotel. It was really nice. We had how many people register? I think we had 80 people register. Jason, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep, you're
Okay.
good.
All right. So we had about 80 people register. We were able to get, I think, about 45 to 50 people showed up, which was a good turnout. And, we gave them value, a lot of knowledge. Most importantly, when you are hosting these kind of events, I think a couple of takeaways is, number one is to give the audience the time to ask questions, okay? Because we can present and tell them all this information. This is how to buy a home, how to get qualified with a lender, neighborhood statistics and things like that. But a lot of these clients have questions that they already wanted to ask. So what we did that was really great was that my time for the presentation and a couple of other speakers, we cut it short. So we gave the audience time to ask questions. So after the event, we're asking for feedback on what we did right. And they said, you guys give us time to answer questions. So for me, I know for sure that was a good one, because next event, we are going to make sure that we at least an hour or even an hour and a half for people to just ask questions. So that's one of the feedbacks, and to also collaborate well with other referral partners that can sponsor the event. So maybe a lender, it might be a title company, insurance broker, or whoever you work with, because the cost really added up really fast, because I had to, I wanted to do this event as the first one. So I ended up paying a lot of money out of pocket. But it could have been better if, I had other partners, right? A lender reached out to me and he wanted to send me some money, but because he got a lot of referral from the event, and the credit repair people too, they reached out to me just to send me some money. So next time we are hosting it, we already have somebody that say, hey, I am one of your sponsors. I want to sponsor this event. So that's good. So make sure you collaborate well with other people. But it was a really good turnout, and we had a lot of referrals, and we're looking to do another one soon. Well, we don't know yet. So thanks.
Let me ask you, so what are some things that, because you did have a really good turnout. What are some things that you did to push the event out that you feel like maybe led to that turnout?
I would say was number one was the people that I partnered with, they had a good following too. But not only that, for me, it's that I reached out to my database, to everybody that I know, and I sent them the flyer for the event, and I sent them the link to register. So although it might seem like it's tedious work, but it's good to have a great turnout, because these people can refer other people to you, a referral-based business model that we are running. So I took it upon myself to text everybody on WhatsApp and say, hey, I'm hosting this event. Here is the flyer. Here is the link to register. So, and I said, tell the people that might benefit from this event as well. So they started telling people. I didn't even promote it on social media because we were full capacity, I didn't want it to be crazy out there. So we just stopped it. So make sure you tell people, send them the link, let them know how important information you are going to be sharing, and they have to be there, and they have to tell other people as well.
Awesome. Do y'all have any questions for Bayo about home buyer events?
Yeah, what link did you create? Like a landing page or like a Google form or what?
So what we did to register was I used Eventbrite to register.
Oh, okay.
So I created it on Eventbrite. My wife actually did that. So people need to drop their phone number, their full name, and email address to be able to register. And those were the three important things that we needed. So an Eventbrite is just going to compile the name for you. And I exported the list onto an Excel spreadsheet, and we just put it straight into the database after the event. So on the day of the event, we were using sign-in sheet. We could have used Google Forms, and that way they will have, been there. But we just figured out, we were running late. Okay, let's use the sign-in sheet. We compare it to the people that register for the event, and the new people too. We just put them in the CRM, and we'll follow up accordingly. So Eventbrite worked, and it's free.
How are you following up with these all these leads?
For me, it's I have an assistant now, email marketing, and I'm calling people that came for the event to ask for their feedback, and also the referrals that people, because we did a referral form. So towards the middle of the event, there was this referral form that I created, and I can share it with you to say, hey, do you know anyone currently looking to buy or sell a home? give us their name, their phone number, their email address. And people, man, people were writing. I had people write like 6 names from their job that they are looking to buy. And all those forms, I tell them, I have the file here with me, and I called each and every one of them, say, hey, what can I do to help you with your real estate needs? And they told me what they needed. The ones that didn't need credit repair, I sent them to a credit repair expert. The ones that were ready, I sent them to their lender, got pre-qualified, and we're rolling from there. So that referral form is very, very important because you're spending all this money creating this event. You want something in return. Although you are providing value to people, you have to build your business still, right? So that referral form is very, very important.
And the ones that are not ready, you just send them email blast,
Yes, just send them on
Campaign.
email monthly.
Email campaign.
Yes, sir.
And you're doing automated that, or are you doing it, you know?
So I got my assistant now because I don't like doing things like email. Like I have trouble sitting in, and I love to move. So my assistant loves to sit down, and she's good with emails and computer and numbers and all those stuff. Which is why I'm working with Chastin with KV Core to actually teach me nearly down the system and the process with KV Core. And my assistant will be doing that monthly email follow-up with all the clients and all the leads.
All right, appreciate it.
Sure, thank you.
Awesome. Well, let's hop into some things because no, we're not ready to hop in. Sonia, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
What's been going on?
Oh man, it's super busy. I've got a listing coming on the market on Friday and then another one on the 18th. So the one this coming weekend, I've got an open house on both the Saturday and Sunday because I need to move her house so she can get moved quickly. And then there's one that is coming on the 18th, and I've got that one set up first for an internal agent type open house for like the Women's Council of Realtors group that I'm in, and then that Saturday, actual general open house, and then I'll be looking for them, that couple, another house after that. I've got several people that are buyers that are finally getting their houses on the market and under contracts in other states. So then they'll be actually able to really look. And so that's what I've got coming up with those. I did kind of want to ask you before those open houses while I'm there, I definitely wanted to do, like a Facebook Live walkthrough type thing. Do you suggest at all doing it like an open house type thing where people could register and really look and talk back and forth, or just a live? Is that pretty good?
No, so I love the idea of the live, and what's been beneficial for me when I was doing them is making the lives kind of like for lack of better words, like a long form YouTube video, in a sense of I may pick a topic like, hey, top 5 things to look for in your new house. And I'm talking about this stuff, but as I'm talking about it, I'm showing them the home also. So I'll do like pattern interrupts. For instance, I'll say, hey, yeah, this video is about the top 5 things to do when looking for a new home. But I'm here at an open house, and we're going to be opening up in like 30 minutes here, but I wanted to come on live, share this info with you because I know a lot of people are interested in it. But before I start sharing it, let me just show you this entryway. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Look how open it is. This and that, maybe point out a few things. All right. So number 1, the first thing that you want to do is connect with the realtor. The reason why I say do connect with the realtor first is because X, Y, and Z. And I'm walking as I'm saying that. All right, y'all. Hey, I'm here in the kitchen. I'm going to get to point number 2 in just a second, but take a look at this kitchen. By the way, this home, it's 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. I blended in to keep them watching, but I'm also showing them the house. Since it's a topic, people want to know the points of the topic, and they'll start sharing it with people. And you definitely want to engage with your audience. Welcome, Susie. Welcome, Joe. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, I'm giving a tour of the house, but more importantly, I'm giving 5 reasons or 5 things that you should look for when you're starting your home search, you know, just to keep everybody engaged. And that typically, I'll typically make it around 15 minutes or so, but I'm
Mhm.
doing both at the same time. I'm showing the house and providing value. And at the end, if you want to stop by this house, see it in person, here's the address. I'm going to be unlocking the doors in about 30 minutes. For those of you who don't want to stop by, maybe you can share this video for someone who would. If you want more information, here's my information, and then you can kind of cut it off.
Awesome. That's fantastic. That's so much better than me just walking around the house and going, here's the house.
Exactly.
And I can post the day before and tell people I'm going to be doing that. So
Yep. Tell people you're just going to be doing a video on the actual topics. It gets to be a surprise that you're actually at the house. And when you finish, you could take that video and actually make it into content for you.
absolutely. That's just fantastic. I love that. Also, I have been doing market research been doing actual interviews with people that are professional upsizers, which I'm really trying to target as as you know, who I would really most like to work with. Of course, I'll work with anybody, but I would really like to be able to tailor and target my content in that way. So I've been doing that sort of research. And one of the things that I'm really realizing, when you've said it before, and then it's kind of just, you know, marketing anyways, that people will pay a premium for premium product. And so you've talked about VIP type premier packages. And is there a way to search on the website, your website, for those trainings or tips that you have put out there on how to put together VIP services?
So
I know you talked about it in these meetings, but I don't know how to find which one it was.
yeah, and you know, the way that we have our meetings is just kind of tailored by date in the system. However, I do have the forms available in documents, so you can see what's kind of included in the value added services packages.
Okay.
You can start there, but as far as training, that'll probably be a good idea for us to start naming the replays, you know, whatever the big topic is. So that way we can have more of a library for you to be able to search exactly for the one that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the documentation is there in the file vault.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was somewhere. I'll look for it there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking that will be also a good way for me to build more referral partners. And
Yeah.
I've been working on that networking type thing also, going and meeting people in different industries that work with houses and homes and stuff.
Yeah, and I would say a really good source for you is going to be tax advisors and CPAs, especially with that upsizing, because you know, toward the end of the year, and I'm one of them, a lot of people have to move a bunch of money into real estate, you know, and so they're not taxed on it. So, you know, making those types of connections, I mean, come October, November, I get so many calls for people who just want to buy real estate just to move money in.
Yeah.
Right. And you can have that type of connection with someone to where you can be their go-to. And it gets really good for those people who need to move like $1 million, $2 million.
Everybody froze.
Oh, are we back? Can y'all still hear me? Okay, it may be Sonia's computer. Yeah,
I think she's frozen. I can hear you.
Yeah, she's frozen. She may have to come out and come back in. But like I was saying, you know, those people are really good connections for one, getting those end of the year deals, but upsizing, especially business people and people who make a lot of money, e-commerce, because they have to put money in places, and we buy stuff like that, houses, cars, things like that, to move money around. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into today's topic, which it falls in line with something a lot of you have been saying or needing, and that is really scaling your business. The cool thing about you all is most of you have assistants, or you're in a place where you're closing lots of deals and you're wanting to pivot to another side of the business, right? But really scaling your business to where it can be the most profitable for you with the minimal amount of work. You've all probably heard the saying, and if you haven't, I'm going to tell it to you. 80% of the income generated in your business should be done by other people. Okay. Sonia, yeah, you have froze on us, but
Yeah.
I was wrapping up there, but speak with CPAs and stuff. So 80% of the money made in your business should be done by other people, meaning you should be doing 20%, right? And if in your business right now you're doing more than 20%, then you're doing too much, because that means you're not scaling, you're not running the business, you're working in the business. Okay. And as a real estate agent, as a team leader, that transition takes place when you have successfully delegated and now your business is scaling. Okay. But what does that look like? Because everyone always asks, hey, what should I have them do? What's a task? What's a task? Okay. I don't want you to think like that. I don't want you to think like that. I want you to think for a moment about, in a perfect world, right? That look of success, like my business is exploding, it's blowing up, we're succeeding. Imagine to yourself, what does that look like? What does that look like? Does that look like you running around town, showing buyers left and right? Or does that look like you just at lunches and coffee meetings with high profile, important people? You know, does it look like your business running on autopilot and you being able to take vacations and scale and grow the business into other areas, right? Or does it look like you being in the office every day for 50 hours a week, trying to steer the boat, make sure everything is running right, picking up tasks that people didn't do, right? Really think, what does that look like? Do I have TV commercials running, radio ads going, and driving this big Maybach with your logo and face on the side of it? I see your question, Kiera. I'm gonna answer it here shortly. You know, what does that look like? Does it look like you have a big staff around you? Does it look like you have a small staff? When you show up in your office, is it full of people, everybody doing their job? You got agents out there making a bunch of money? Or does it look like just you and an assistant, right? Whatever that looks like, that's what you want to plan around, because ultimately that's what your goal is. That's what that vision of success is for you. Like Kiera asked a question, do you recommend everyone have a formal team? Well, Kiera, what does success look like for you? Does it look like you doing all the work, or does it look like other people doing the work with you? Right? Whatever that success looks like for you, that's going to answer that question about having a formal team. Now, in 2022, there's the traditional team, there's modern teams, there's brokerages, there's all kinds of ways this can be structured. But what do you want? What does that success look like for you? That's a very important thing to write down and to really know, because even moving into a formal team here, you're going to have to sell the vision. People are going to have to know what your vision is and know where they fit in, right? You can have a big team, but still be doing all the work, right? You can make a lot of money, but have no time freedom. And that's not what I want for you. I want you to have a scaled business to where you're able to build an empire because you have income and you have time. So really think about, what does that look like for you? Now, when we get into scaling, this is a very important concept to wrap your head around, especially as you are hiring people. You are not hiring just to complete a task. Okay, people who you have on board on your team, you are not hiring just to complete a task. That's going to keep you stagnant in your business. If it's always just do this, do this, do this. You are hiring to scale the business. You working as a real estate agent at this point, you are a business owner. And I tell y'all this all the time. So even if you are solo, your activities can't just be focused on taking care of what you have right now. You always have to think about what your goal is and where are you trying to take this to. I always tell people there's no shortage of work in real estate. In my business, I can always 100% of the time find something to do. And that's the same for all of you. You're never done. You can always find something to do. Now, whether you get it done or not, that's the real question here. So let's just say, right, you want an office like Bio's example. He wants buyer's agents. He has 15 buyers right now. He wants buyer's agent. He needs to hire buyer's agents. He needs to interview buyer's agents, all that kind of stuff. That's a task in itself. But he has an assistant. So scaling wise, your assistant should be putting out these job postings. Your assistant should be screening these clients. Your assistant should be looking at the resumes, getting everyone to take the DISC test, to where when you are interviewing people, you are interviewing the highly qualified people. Okay, you're leveraging what you have right now at your disposal in order to scale the business. Right? For all of you who have assistants, when it comes to client gifts, when it comes to new hires, when it comes to systems that need to be put in place, that's why you have people. No, Bio, it's not your job to learn KV Core. It's not your job to learn KV Core. It's your assistant's job. You're being counterproductive with that, because now you're going to go learn it. First off, you're going to have someone teach it to you. Then you're going to go learn it to go back and teach it to them. Then if they have a question, they're going to come back to you, and you're going to have to go to somebody else. That's counterproductive. And it's going to take way more time than it should, instead of having them go directly to the source to learn this platform. That's part of their development as an employee. I love it. I love it, love it, love it when people on my staff, and one of my staff members does a phenomenal job of it. She's always taking a course, doing some training. She told me in the meeting the other day that she's been taking a training over something that she knows is going to allow her to do her job better. I love that. One of my old office managers, I showed up one day, she showed me she was taking development classes over learning Excel, because I was having her do a lot of spreadsheets. She didn't come to me saying, hey, how do you do this? She went out and found a course that taught her that stuff. Okay. Now, when it comes to future hires, she has it. And because I always recommend anybody on your staff is documenting their process procedures. Now, when it comes to the next person who fulfills that job of hers, she's done the training and she's documented it, how it applies to this job. I haven't even been involved in any of that. Right? It would be counterproductive for me to be involved in. And at this point, I don't need to be learning Excel just to be able to delegate that to someone else. Okay, there are some areas in your business you want to start focusing on. One of them is your marketing. Another one, your lead gen. So lead gen, a lot of you speak about ads and funnels and postcards and cold calling, all of this. Did you know cold calling can be something that's delegated out? It's called an ISA. However, you don't need to be the ISA leader in order to delegate that out, in order to scale that department. So lead gen, branding. What does your branding look like? How can it be better? Find the holes in your business and get them filled. That's scaling. If you know that you need a new logo, get a new logo, right? You have an assistant, have them research companies that do great logo work, present to you the top 3, let you choose. Okay, you need new folders, you need a new website, whatever it is for your brand. Your Instagram needs to be optimized. Heck, if they don't know how to do it, find someone who knows how to do it. And not you. Let them find someone. Let them go on Fiverr looking around, or going on Instagram looking for creators. Next, finances. How many of you are tracking your finances? This can be a tedious task, right? Let them track that. The closings that should have come in. What have we been paid on? What haven't we been paid on? What checks are we waiting on? What bills are going out? Ara, who's on the call, she handles all my bills for me. Right? She knows the logins, when they're due, what's not right, what should be right, pays them on time, files the invoices and files the receipts. Because when you're running a business, especially for those of you like Daniel who have office spaces, you know, you have that expense, you may have other expense, softwares, things like that. All of that is going to be a lot to keep up with. And don't just set that stuff on autopilot and set it and forget it, because that's how you can end up in a trap at the end of the year when you're like, crap, I've been paying $20,000 a month in expenses, and half of this stuff I don't even use anymore. Right? So finances, customer service, right? Customer service. We have a rule. She knows it. 2 hours. Anyone who sends an email, who calls in, who whatever, leaves a voicemail, we have a 2-hour rule to where they have to be contacted back within 2 hours. Why? Because that creates great customer service. And it's a rule that's across the board. So therefore, she's able to attend to that. Even if it's an answer that she doesn't know, right? Hey, I just wanted to touch bases with you because I saw that you called us, and I wanted to let you know that we are on it, and I will get this taken care of. You can expect a call back from me tomorrow at the start of the business day. All right, just to provide great customer service. Hiring, I kind of talked about that a little bit. Hiring, if you need people, whether it's for 1 job or 2 jobs, or someone to be full-time on staff, that's something that can be delegated. Right? Partnerships. So Bio mentioned earlier about having vendors sponsor certain parts in the home buyer seminar. Well, your assistant can go out there and find those vendors. I would have them pull a list of any title company that y'all have closed at this year, any inspection that you have recommended for someone, any home warranty you've sold, call that company or call that rep, put a list together and reach out to all those people, let them know what y'all are doing and how they can help. You don't even need to do that. Programs. So Sonia mentioned your VIP programs. We have those programs. We have gifting programs, client appreciation programs, things like that. All that stuff can be handled by someone else. Now, Chasen, why would you want it handled by someone else? It's to free up your time so that you are only focusing on those things that make you money. You don't need to be sitting for 5 hours a day calling vendors. It will make no difference whether you call them or your assistant calls them. No difference. Except if you call, they might think that you're hard up for money and you're not busy enough. You know, think about it. Think about when you're getting preferential treatment for something, and it's like, hi, I'm calling on behalf of Chasten J. Miles, versus, hey, this is Chasten, can y'all do this for me? It's a difference, right? So trainings is another thing. If there's something that people need to know, whether you're agents or a skill that your staff needs to know, send them to the training. Let someone else do the training. Y'all, there are title companies out there that will train you, that will provide you with whatever kind of training that you want. Your association most likely has trainings left and right. Your brokerage most likely has trainings left and right. It doesn't need to come down to you. Send your team members to these trainings or have them come into your office and do the training. They'd be more than happy. And this is another way of establishing a relationship. Hey, can you come into my office and teach me and my 2 agents about zip forms, or about KV Core, or about the new tax laws, whatever. Oh, we'd love to. We'd love to. Okay. But in order to make any of this happen, you have to know what that ultimate vision looks like. Okay. Because that ultimate vision is not just about right now. Yeah, we're working with 10 buyers and who need to be shown homes. No, that ultimate vision is that we're working with 100 buyers at a time. Well, I can't work with 100 buyers right now because there's only 2 of us. So what am I going to need? I'm probably going to need 3 buyers agents. I'm probably going to need more folders. I'm probably going to need better packages. I'm going to need some vendors that can sponsor some stuff. I'm going to need a better deal on these knives that we give everybody, because ultimately, I mean, eventually it's going to cut into our bottom line too much. So what are you going to do at that point? You're going to have your assistant or your transaction coordinator or whoever lining this stuff up for you, presenting it to you. So you're ready. You're ready to go and you're not distracted from what you're trying to do. Now, when it comes to delegation, how do we get this stuff done? How do we delegate? Okay. The method that I've been using that I always recommend is big rocks. It's big rocks. Okay. What are those big rocks? What are those big things that we need to kick out of the way? What are those tasks that need to be done? And now big rocks can be anything. There's always your right now things that need to be done, which is why we set priority levels for these. There's A, B, and C. A priority is something that needs to be done before the end of the day. B priority, something within the next 48 hours. And then C, before Friday at 5 p.m. Okay, think about these big rocks that you can create to scale your business. Who has perfect accounting softwares right now? Who's keeping track of perfect accounting? Whose CRM is 100% updated? Whose Google Drive folder or Dropbox is 100% updated and organized? Whose marketing is already planned for the next 6 months? There's things that you can be doing in your business. You are never out of work. Who's happy with the way that your signs and business cards look? You know, if you're ready for a new brand look, again, this is scaling. You want to work with more high-end clients, Sonia? Does your brand look high-end? If not, it's something that can be scaled, something that can be done. This is a big rock that can be on your sheet, right? Now, you're going to set these big rocks, and when you delegate, a couple things you need to know. You need to know, was I clear? So was I clear? Do you understand what the expectation is? Do you understand and do you have clarity on when it's due? And lastly, do you need any help doing it? Do you know how to do it? Okay, you get that yes, yes, yes. All right, perfect. Get it done. Now, if someone says, no, I don't know how to do it, great. Let's put an appointment on my calendar for tomorrow at 1:30. I'm going to show you how to do it. Or, hey, I want you to go to this website. There's a training video on there. It's going to show you how to do it. Hey, I want you to go look on YouTube. There's tons of resources for this to teach you how to do it. I'm going to still keep this appointment on my calendar for tomorrow. If after you've watched certain videos, you still don't know how to do it, I will show you. But I want you to go out there and look out first. Now, when it comes time to check the results, you got that affirmation. Yeah, I can do it. I know how to do it. I know when it's due. I don't have any questions. We're good. Okay. So those are those big rocks, which when do we talk about this? That daily meeting that I'm always telling y'all about. That daily meeting. Now, at this meeting every day, there are a couple of non-negotiables, or there are a couple of standard things that you're always going to talk about. You're always going to talk about who are the new clients, how many leads we got, what fires do I need to put out, is there anything that I need to handle? Those are normal business day-to-day things, okay, that you should be talking about every single day. You can do them in a sales huddle, start of the day before power hour. You can do them after power hour or at your daily meeting, but those are normal. You talk about those every day. These big rocks are things that are going to scale the business. Okay. And as long as you are scaling, right, as long as you are continuing to add new things on there, your business will grow. Don't fall into the place of just doing transactions, because then what are you doing? You're just maintaining at that point. You're not growing. All right. You're not scaling. So think about this over this week. What do I want my business to look like? How do I want it to be like? What is that dream? And then write down what you need to do to get you there, right? Whether it's a new commercial space, more agents, more staff, whatever it is. And that can be the start of your big rocks. Okay, you want to put in a new program. There you go. It's a big rock right there, Sonia. Daniel, you want to do more events. Hey, that's a big rock right there. How can we really explode these events? Do me a favor, have your assistant put all the events on the calendar for the rest of the year. Okay, have your assistant get graphics created. Have your assistant find the place for all these events. Start putting together lists. Bio, you want to do more events? You want to have vendors do it? Have your assistant make a list of everyone who y'all have worked with and start reaching out to them. Put together some packages. How much money do y'all need? Oh, well, let's look at the accounting. Oh, the accounting is messed up. Okay, now you got to get the accounting together. There's always something to do, y'all. Always. And if you feel like you don't have something to do, you're not scaling. You're not scaling. You should not go to bed feeling maxed out on transactions you can take. You should not go to bed feeling like your systems aren't tight. So therefore, I should never get the question of what do I have them do? What should they be doing? Think bigger. It's not just a task. This is a business. Let's blow this business up, scale this business. That's what your assistant's job is, to scale the business for you. All right. Any questions?
Okay, I will start. First of all, do you recommend paying salary or hourly? Because I'm ready today. You were preaching to the choir. What's the
Yeah,
first one that
you can start with hourly if that's more comfortable for you. The cool thing about payroll is it can always be changed, you know. You can start with hourly, you can start with part-time hourly, you can start with the virtual assistant. Start with what you're comfortable with, what you can budget for.
Okay.
I always recommend, you know, like full-time people, because I'm just not a big fan of part-time, especially in real estate. So at the least, you can do full-time, and then it's up to you to kind of figure out hourly or salaried versus, I mean, not versus, but based on what type of job they're going to be doing. Like someone who's in your front office, who's just an assistant, and they're basically just working during office hours, that can be salaried. You know, for someone who's only really working when you have something for them, that can be hourly.
Okay. Thank you.
What other questions?
Well, I have a comment because
Yeah.
this really hit home a lot. I understand and I really know the benefit of delegating, having been running a team in my other life.
Yeah.
But I keep putting off getting help in real estate because I keep saying, well, I'll get help when I grow to that point, and then and I can quit my full-time job and do this full-time. But I think that that's probably holding me back because it makes it where I have so much that I need to do that I can't adequately scale even from the little bit, the part-time that I'm able to do. I kind of think that if I were to get help, that then I could more quickly scale up the volume that I'm doing so that I could be full-time, and then that would scale me even quicker. So
Yep. And that's what this topic was about. It was about scaling. It wasn't just about hiring, it's about scaling. And then think about it, Sonia, like, what's your hourly rate? So every hour you spend doing something that can be delegated to someone else for probably half of that rate, so, and then I'll tell y'all this, there's never a perfect time. There's never a perfect time. There's not a level you should be at, right? Because I'm going to tell you what tends to happen is you start to adjust, right? You start to adjust to, oh, hey, I can do 10 deals by myself. Oh, okay, well, I could do 15 by myself. I can do 20 by myself. And you never end up getting someone, right? And if you know that you're already limited on time, like, you only have 24 hours in a day. And realistically, we're asleep for some of those hours. Okay, so I'm just to keep it easily understandable, the max you can do is 24 hours worth of work. Right? Now, think about if someone else was there. Now you got 48 hours worth of work that can be done for your same 24 hours. Third person. Now you got, 60? Same for your 24 hours. Okay. That's what scaling means. And yeah, don't wait. Don't wait. You're gonna see, especially with these hires, and as you start to get people to help you, your money should grow. Your money should grow 3 times. I always say 3 times is a good investment. So you having someone should make you 3 times what it's costing you. Bio, you had a question or something?
Oh yeah, I mean, this was really great. Like I needed this, man. I'm just trying to be like you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be a multi-millionaire. And I know real estate can provide it. The opportunity is there, but we have to do what it takes. It's the work of like a CEO, which means you have to learn how to hire, how to fire, how to delegate. Like that's the work of a CEO. So CEOs don't work, they think.
Yeah.
That's what my mentor told me. He said, you're working too hard. You should be thinking, not working. Think of how to improve your processes. Think of how to make people work with you while you are focused on big tasks. Like hourly wage for me, give me $1,000, man. Don't think like a $20 hourly wage person where you're doing all these busy tasks. I told somebody last week, I don't want to be busy. I want to be productive. Having meetings with high-end clients, talking about big stuff, not just, oh, I have a buyer buying the $300,000 home. I got to drive 40 miles. You know, anybody can do that. So anyway, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Let's keep growing. So I wrote down a few things I'm going to have my assistant start working on. We're planning the next event. And I want to just chip in something real quick, right? So for a lot of people on this call and they're looking to maybe scale or do more deals, you have to make noise, okay, in the marketplace. You have to make noise. You have to get loud. What that means is that you have to let people know you. People do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust, right? So if people don't know you, how would they like you? If they don't know you, how would they trust you? Can you hear me?
Yep.
So you have to make noise in the marketplace in terms of let people know you. Whether it's through creating content that you think is shareable on social media, whether it's through physical marketing like mailing postcard and things like that, whether it's people telling people about you. Like for these events, we say, for example, right, to put it in perspective, once you create an event, people are going to hear about you. People are going to share it with other people. People that you never met before are going to be aware that you exist. The more people that know you and know that you exist, the more business you can make. So as I continue to grow now, I'm kind of seeing that, hey, make noise in the marketplace. Let people know you in your local market, and then you can grow. Once you grow 3, 4, 5, 10 transactions, you have money to hire people now. You have resources, you know, like I'm thinking I have 3 employees right now paying about $40,000 a year for them. It's not a lot of money because I know I can make 500 grand GCI this year. I already see it. Next year we can do $1 million. So anyway, thank you for this, man. I needed this. This is like high-level conversation to grow our business, because it's not enough to just be busy as a real estate agent, going to showings, going to appointments. I told somebody I'm not working weekends anymore. Saturday and Sunday, I want to chill with my family. That's it. Who is going to work for me? I'm going to have a buyer's agent that's going to do that. I'm going to try to have an inside sales agent. Once I continue to grow, I'm going to have my assistant work. Weekends, I'm out. I'm traveling for vacation with my wife. That's what I want to do. Will it be easy? No. Is it possible? Yes. Why? Chasing has done it. Brian has done it. A lot of people that are high-level real estate agents, they've done it. So we know it's possible. We just have to do the work as CEOs of our companies to make our dreams come true.
I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. I gotta hop off of here. And congrats on you talking about she's already making double her hourly rate from her full-time salary job. See? Amazing. Amazing. All right, y'all. Have a great week. I will see y'all. Y'all know where to find me, and I'll see y'all next Monday.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thanks.